All right, let's wrap up our coverage of this year's Farm Progress Show in Boone, Iowa. We've been mentioning we're broadcasting today from the DeKalb Asgrow tent. We have with us Jason Hoag, DeKalb Marketing Manager. We're going to talk about DeKalb Genuity SmartStax. Also with us is Aaron Robinson, Monsanto Soybean Traits Technical Manager. We're going to talk about Asgrow Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield soybeans. And Jason, I think we'll start with you. Let's talk about corn, and we want to talk about the Genuity SmartStax. And now you're starting to get some results, right, coming in, some yield results to talk about.
Yeah, with 2010 being the first planting year for DeKalb Genuity SmartStax, obviously we're waiting to harvest to see exactly what the performance is. And, first of all, we were really excited looking early in the year in the U.S. and the Corn Belt, both the Central Corn Belt and the Southern Corn Belt. We were running into a lot more corn earworm pressure, and that's one of the distinct advantages with DeKalb Genuity SmartStax is providing that maximum implant protection versus both above ground and below ground, and corn earworm is one that really other technologies haven't been able to address.
I think that's really the key, that you can provide both above and below ground.
Absolutely, and then again with the multiple modes of action, it's provided farmers the opportunity to plant more of their acres to the technology, because before we were managing a 20% refuge, but with DeKalb Genuity SmartStax it's actually moved to 5%. So again, plant more of their acres to the technology and realize more profit potential.
So the results that are coming in, are you getting those early results yet?
Yeah, we've had a few results coming in from Illinois. Really, harvest has just gotten started, but we're pleased with what we're seeing with DeKalb Genuity SmartStax. First of all, the broad base of germplasm offerings that DeKalb has continued to offer that provides higher yield potential, stronger agronomics with stronger roots and stalks, and then when you layer on to that with the benefits of Genuity SmartStax, the technology is really delivering. And when you look at a comparison of a DeKalb Genuity SmartStax versus an equivalent refuge, we've seen in a few early harvest results anywhere from 10 to 13 bushels per acre in terms of advantage. So, we're excited that those early results in terms of a reduction in insect feeding from corn earworm and also management with rootworm is turning into bushels in the bin.
When you talk to farmers and they say, well, maybe I haven't had those insect problems in the past, how do I know I might need it? I mean, when they're making those decisions, what do you talk to them about?
Well, it's trying to understand, what are the key pests that farmers face within a specific geography. And you're right, with corn earworm especially, I think either the awareness wasn't there, maybe some misdiagnosis, but also there weren't technology options in the marketplace. People were thinking more about European corn borer and rootworm, and earworm was an afterthought. But when you look at what that pest can do, just 3 kernels of feeding consistently across the field, that's a bushel per acre. And typically when you look at corn earworm feeding, it's more than, they're not going to stop at 3. They're going to keep chewing along. And with the DeKalb Genuity SmartStax, by stopping that feeding, we were delivering higher yield potential.
Yeah, when you're looking at the big picture, you have to look at not only what am I gaining, but what am I not losing. I think that's a big part of it, too.
Oh, absolutely. If you look at, a lot of people will say that the highest yield potential for a kernel of corn is right before you plant it. And then after that, you're trying to manage all the stress. And with DeKalb, hats off to our breeding program for continuing to deliver across multiple relative maturity zones across the U.S. really the top performing genetics. And then you need to make sure that you run in parallel with that the best technology to maximize that yield potential, and that's what Genuity SmartStax provides.
Then as farmers make those seed decisions for next year, it's good you'll have these results to show them from this harvest.
Yeah, we'll have results from this harvest, and then in addition to that, we've got an exciting lineup coming for 2011. So we've got our base of products at DeKalb Genuity SmartStax, along with our other products in the DeKalb lineup to allow a farmer to really build a portfolio or a product mix. So you take what we have this year and then look to expand it significantly going into 2011. We feel like we'll have the right products for every farmer's acres.
And what should we look for in 2011?
2011, again, we're expanding our offerings of DeKalb Genuity SmartStax, and that complements our current portfolio of other Genuity traits like VT Triple Pro, and also really a staple is on the American farm has been DeKalb VT Triple.
Some more tools in that toolbox, right?
Absolutely, and that's what we want to do is provide choice and provide increased productivity for our customers, which we appreciate all they do for us.
All right, let's switch now to soybeans. Aaron Robinson, Monsanto Soybean Traits Technical Manager. We talk about Asgrow Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield soybeans this season. I notice here in the DeKalb Asgrow tent, we're talking a lot about, trying to get 5-bean pods and calling attention to that, right?
Right, so Asgrow Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield soybeans, we've got a program going on, 5-bean pod challenge. We had it last year, had a little less than 150 growers find 5-bean pods in their Asgrow Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield fields last year. We've expanded that program a little bit this year with the expanded product offering and the bigger geography that we're covering now. And now the growers have the opportunity to find and go out and look for those 5-bean pods in their fields. They find those 5-bean pods, take them into their dealer. They get an opportunity to get 5 free units of Asgrow Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield soybeans, and the first grower in each state that finds 5-bean pods in their Asgrow Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield fields will earn 50 free units for 2011.
Let's talk a little bit more about Roundup Ready to Yield soybeans and what advantages that brings to a grower.
It's all about higher yield opportunity for those growers. When we sit down and talk with growers and we talk about soybeans, one of the things that continuously comes up, they feel like they've made significant gains in their cornfields and they're wanting to break through that yield barrier in their soybean fields. And with the development of the new Asgrow genetics combined with the Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield trait, they now have the first opportunity, their first biotechnology trait that provides that higher yield opportunity. And that's really driven by a higher percentage of 3-bean pods, more 4-bean pods. It really doesn't take that many more soybeans per plant to increase yield significantly. We talk a lot about those 3 kernels of corn and increasing a bushel for corn. In soybeans, if you gain just 6 more seeds per plant, at today's current populations, you gain about 4 bushels per acre in yield.
That really is, it's an area. There's kind of been that ceiling on soybean yields for a while, and hopefully now we can start breaking through it with this technology.
Yeah, we're really excited about the Asgrow Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield lineup for 2011. We've got a lot of products available with good agronomic characteristics that are going to allow that grower to go visit with their dealer, their local rep, pick those products that work in their situation, have that higher yield opportunity and a good package that's going to work for them.
And look for those 5-bean pods, right? I mean, we're talking about the opportunity to find them and get them reported right away.
It really is, and it's a fun activity. You take the family out on a Sunday afternoon, spend some time in your soybean field. It's an excellent time to be out in the field anyway, looking for those insects and diseases that might be happening this time of year. Make sure that you're monitoring those things, and the feedback that we've had from the growers is, they're spending time looking for those 5-bean pods, but they're really amazed by the number of 3- and 4-bean pods that they're finding. Had a lot of growers come through the tent the last 3 days. Really excited about the soybean crop. Feel like it's one of the best soybean crops that they've had in a long time, and especially excited about the Asgrow Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield varieties.
All right, Aaron, thank you very much. Aaron Robinson and Jason Hoag, thank you both. We'll let you get back. Looks like the tent's filling up, so you have folks to talk to. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, our thanks to DeKalb Asgrow for hosting us here on this final day of the Farm Progress Show. Jason Hoag, DeKalb Marketing Manager, talking about DeKalb Genuity SmartStax, and Aaron Robinson, Monsanto Soybean Traits Technology Manager, talking about Asgrow Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield soybeans. Thanks for joining us on AgriTalk.